Hello, fourth graders. So we're going to get started looking over our homework from yesterday, and then we'll go into our notebook page for today down here. And then don't forget, you have to do the 2 worksheets or finish up your or work on your time Google Classroom test cards that I shared with you yesterday. So you can work on that too during math time today. All right, so let's look at homework from yesterday. All right, so on page 379, we had problem 1 and 3 in the top. So we needed to find out the factor pairs. So we knew 1 and 75, then 3 and 25, 5 and 15. Number 3 was a lot shorter. You only had to figure out 2 of them. You knew 1 and 46, and then 2 and 23. All right, then down on the bottom we had 3, 9, 12, and 13. 9, you should have found all your factor pairs and then listed them. Remember we talked about listing them out in a line? Then you should have put them from smallest to biggest. 1, 2, 4, 11, 22, 44. And you should have this line. It's okay if you have the factor pairs also, but that doesn't fully answer our directions of write the factors. That's writing the factor pairs. So then we have to write the factors. Number 12, you should have found 1, 2, 5, 10 for your factors. And 13 was kind of a tricky one. It was only 1 and 7. We're going to talk about this more tomorrow, but why this one might only have 1 factor pair to make the factors 1 and 7. All right, then on the back, we had 16 and 24. 16, you needed to do multi-step. You needed to find out first how many pencils Mr. Matthews has. Well, 22 times 45 first. Then you find that answer. And then he's going to split them up into different groups of classes. So you should have divided by 5 and found 198 pencils, or 198 pencils per class. Then the last one was tricky. Okay, so you know Dana has 39 coins. She wants to display them in an array. So you have to figure out all the ways she could make it. Now, this, you might have picked C, 1 times 39 and 3 times 13. That is a good answer, but this one is better because we can flip them. I know we didn't talk about that, so this is a really trick one. So if you pick C, I would count that for this one. C or D are good answers for 24. All right, so that was our homework from yesterday. Check in. How do you think you're feeling about finding factors? Okay, now let's look at our notebook page for today. All right. So what we have today, we're going to talk about multiples. Yesterday we talked about factors. Remember, numbers we can get to make a product, and factor pairs, the 2 numbers we multiply together. Well, today we're going to talk about multiples. And by the end of today, you're going to be able to determine, given our whole number, multiples of that number. So first, what is a multiple? What word does it kind of sound like to you? It kind of reminds me of like multiplication. Well, and a multiple is just kind of that. A multiple is the product of a given number and another, write that down, and another number. Multiples have many. There are many different multiples that we can have. Whereas factors, we'd have a few. So think of that alliteration to help us. Few factors, many multiples. Few factors, many multiples. Okay? So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to do 4. I want you to try 5 with me, and then I want you to work on 6, 7, and 8 on your own. So let's take a look at 4 first. So to find multiples, all I do is start and I think through my multiples of 4. If I multiply 4 by 1, we always start, remember that line we did yesterday where we wrote like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Where did we start yesterday? We always started back at 1, right? Whenever we were trying to figure out our factors. Same thing with multiples. We're going to start multiplying our number that they give us by 1. Well, 4 times 1 is 4. So I'm just going to keep that 4 there. Now I'm thinking 4 times 2. And I'm going to write just the product. Multiples are just all of the products for these numbers. Well, 4 times 2 is 8. All right, and then I'm thinking through. 4 times 3. 4 times 3 is 12. And then I do 4 times 4, which I know is 16. Come up here and write 16. And then I'm doing 4 times 5 is 20. Then I'm going to do 4 times 6, I know is 24. I'm trying to fit as many as I can. And then I think 4 times 7, well, 4 times 7 is 28. And I bet I can fit one more. 4 times 8 is 32. And I'm at my finish line. So I want to start by 1. I'm going to multiply by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I was able to fit 8 multiples in here. Let's see how many we can fit in the 5. All right, so we restart, right? Do it with me. We restart counting 5 by 1. So 5 times 1 is 5. And 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 3 then, I write down the product, is 15. 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 5, 25. What one are we going to do next? 5 times 6 is 30. 5 times 7 is 35. And I bet we can fit one more. 5 times 8 is 40. All right. So do you see how we went through our multiples? And we tried to get as high as we could. Sometimes I might say, write the first 5 multiples of 5. Then I would only need to do 5 times 1, 5 times 2, 5 times 3, 5 times 4, and 5 times 5. What if it said to write the 12 multiples of 5? Well, then I would need to keep going until I have 12 numbers, right? All right, so for this one, for number 6, I want you to see how many multiples you can fit in here. I'm only going to go through a few. So try and just like we did so we can read it. We go through the maze. Remember, multiples have many, so we're going to have as many as we can. I want you to try 6, 7, and 8, listing all of your multiples. Go ahead and do that for me and pause the video and unpause when you're ready to check over those. All right, let's take a look over our multiples of 6. Well, you're going to start always with 6 times 1, so 6. Next one should have been 12. Oh, let's try that again. All right, 12. And then you should have gotten 18. And 6 times 4, we remember from 4 times 6 is 24. And then 6 times 5, we know is 30. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 7, we know is 42. And 6 times 8, we know is 48. Perfect. All right, let's try our 7s. 7 times 1 is 7. 7 times 2 is 14. 7 times 3 is 21. 7 times 4 is 28. 7 times 5 is 35. 7 times 6 is 42. 7 times 7 is 49. And 7 times 8, we know is 56. All right, last up are multiples of 8. So we have 8 and then 16 and 24. And 8 times 4 next, we know is 32. 8 times 5, we know is 40. 8 times 6 is 48. 8 times 7 is 56. And our last one, 8 times 8 is 64. All right. So, multiples, remember, I have many. This could go on and on and on and on and on forever. So we're going to stop at some point. So we're not going to do too many. Let's take a look at our homework. All right. So we have first page 397 are odds. So you need to do number 1, 3, 5, and 7. You only need to write the first 5 multiples of each number. First 5. Okay, so always start, remember, 12 times 1. Okay, write the first 5 multiples of each number. Then down here for numbers 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, and 19. You have to tell, is the first number, so is 21, a multiple of 7? So if I go through my 7s, will I ever land on 21? 7, 14, 21. So I would write yes next to number 9. 1 done for you. So, okay, so that's this page. Then on the back side, we have, was it 21, 22, and 25. So 21, same kind of thing. Is 6, ooh, this one's a little different. You have to think through, we did factors yesterday, where you multiply them together. So is 6 a multiple or a factor of 12? Think through multiple. Would you ever land on 6? Or would you use 6 to make 12? 22, same thing. Is 8 a multiple or a factor of 4? And then the last one was 25, right? Yep, 25. You're going to use this chart over here, and we're working on elapsed time, okay? So Raul, or Paolo's family arrived at the reunion at 8:30 a.m. How long do they have before the trip to Scenic Lake Park? So use this time and this time. How long do they have until then? Right, so that is our work for today. Don't forget to do your review worksheet if you haven't done that already, and to do your math centers. You can work on those if you are done with the worksheet and want more time. All right, let me know if you have questions. Bye.